morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the first ever MotoGP Indian Grand Prix. Yesterday in the sprint, the race started very dramatically. Marco Bezzecchi getting tagged by his teammate Luca Marini and putting out of the race as well. But all is changed now and all is set up for a very interesting race. Luca Marini will not take part. He has a broken collarbone. He will play no further part in this weekend. Alex Marquez with 3 broken ribs will take no part as well this weekend or going forward. Pole position though for Marco Bezzecchi with another shot. Yesterday's sprint race winner Jorge Martin starts second on the grid and Pecco Bagnaia starts third. The top 3 in the championship are 3, 2, 1 on the grid. Stand by for action then with your commentators Joshua Birch and Megan Birch for the Grand Prix of India. MotoGP kicks into gear here in India for the very first time. Welcome to the Grand Prix of India at the Bud International Circuit. It is round 13 of the 2023 MotoGP campaign. It's unlucky for some. Luca Marini out with a broken collarbone after his crash yesterday in the sprint race. Alex Marquez, 3 broken ribs now. He is out as well. Only 20 riders taking part. Marco Bezzecchi has pole position from Jorge Martin, Pecco Bagnaia, Johan Mir, Marc Marquez, Johan Zarco, Fabio Quartararo, Maverick Vinales, Aleix Espargaro, Ralph Fernandez the top 10. Followed then by Fabio Di Giannantonio, Brad Binder, Takiki Nakagami, Jack Miller, Franco Morbidelli, Augusto Fernandez, Miguel Oliveira, Paul Espargaro, Stefan Bradl, Michele Pirro rounding out the back. Well, joining me now up in the commentary box is Megan Birch. Good morning to you, Megan. Welcome to the MotoGP Indian Grand Prix. And track temperature 39 degrees, air temperature 31. It's hot, it's humid, 21 laps ahead of us. Going to be a good race. Good afternoon.
Hot and humidity means a likelihood for a tyre to overheat.
And rain in the air as well.
Which is a weird combination.
Yeah, rain here in India isn't something we usually see that much, is it?
You can see it in the clouds.
Yeah, it's bubbling up nicely as well, just on the exit area here. So we're all gearing up for what's going to be an interesting race. India, it's time to race. It's the second biggest country in the world for motorcycles. So it's about time we have arrived here. The circuit's been open since 2011. Apparently Jorge Martin says he wasn't at 100%. He won the sprint race without even pushing to the limit, which I find quite interesting as well. Bagnaia leads the title, 292 points. Martin now 33 points back. Marco Bezzecchi 69 back. Brad Binder 133 back in the running order. And I suppose, Megan, the question is today, if Bagnaia fails to finish, Martin wins the race, the gap comes down to just 7 points. So there's a lot of pressure on, isn't there?
There is, though given this track has claimed a lot of riders this weekend.
Alone.
I think we're definitely going to see a lot of crashes, don't you think? So we shouldn't hold on to that hope just yet because you never know. They might both crash out.
That's indeed a possibility. This weekend alone we have had more accidents than ever before in this category. And everybody just a little bit nervous. Just 20 riders then. Line up on the grid. Who's your money on? Picking a long time winner. Well, Megan will make a decision, but we're getting ready for lights out. For the very first time here in India. Green flag in the back. All 5 lights are on. Action in India. Good start from Martin. Bagnaia once again not getting a great getaway. Look at Mia up into about 3rd or 4th position into turn 1. Marc Marquez covers him off, and off the track goes Maverick Vinales, and it's Martin who's taken the lead. Bagnaia's up to 2nd, and Bezzecchi down into 3rd place. Mia's trying to go around the outside. There's only 20 of them. Surely they can't all go off the track. They've all got a good getaway as they hurtle down towards turn 4. Look at Martin, and here comes Bagnaia to the inside line. He's almost on the grass into the braking zone, and he's taken him. Fabulous move from Bagnaia, and Martin on the brakes gets him back. He runs in too deep. Through goes Bagnaia, and Bezzecchi's going to have a go. Quartararo, look at Fabio Quartararo up into 4th position. A brilliant start from the French rider who's up there making a great getaway. Now he's in a battle between Marc Marquez and Joan Mir. Marc Marquez is up into 4th position, and you've pointed to him as your danger man, Megan.
No, not danger. I was thinking about who will win.
Well, Marc Marquez and Miguel Oliveira have a habit of winning on new circuits as well, so there's a even Stevens opportunity that they could do it as they come round turn 9 and 10. Well, my money's on Bagnaia. He's taken the lead of the race. Bagnaia leads, Bezzecchi 2nd, and following him in as well. Martin down to 3rd, and under pressure from Marc Marquez. And look at this. You've pointed to Zarco. You said that. You said he would go. You'll pick a winner.
Yeah, but then I changed it to Marquez because I decided against.
Yeah, well, you've got the time to do it. Look at Bezzecchi on the inside line and towards the last corner and takes the lead. And look at Marquez looking to the inside of Martin. It's a 4-way scrap, and it's wheel to wheel, the end of the first racing lap here in India. Bezzecchi leads the way on the inside line and towards turn 1. Bagnaia 2nd, Martin is up into 3rd, and Marc Marquez on 4th. But the biggest winner, Paul Espargaro up 6, Franco Morbidelli on 5. Biggest loser, Maverick Vinales down 10, and Miller's dropped to 19th place. Don't know why that's happened just yet, but Miller's down.
Now he's dropped to 20th.
Has Miller crashed and we just don't know?
He hasn't crashed. I think he might have a problem.
Oh, yeah. Problem for Miller. He's gone wide at 1.
Look, there's my pickle winner.
Look at Bagnaia, literally over that bump into the braking zone for turn 4, twitching the rear of the bike. Marc Marquez trying to go right around the outside of Martin. It's a risky move into turn 4 around the outside, but it seems to be growing. Already, this race is better than the sprint yesterday.
Ooh, that was a move trying to be made there. I think it was Quartararo.
And he was trying to get ahead of Johan Mir as well, so that's the getting ahead of, he's going ahead of Johan Mir, trying to pass Marc Marquez now in 4th position as well. So you can see the order at the moment in your screens, and it's getting rather tasty, this race. Look at that, hard front tyre for Bagnaia, soft rear tyre for everybody else. Martin, medium front, medium rear, and that's the same. Everyone's really gone for medium front, soft rear, haven't they? As Di Gianantonio passes Paul Espargaro for 12th position.
No crashes.
No.
Honestly, find that a little bit disappointing.
George says, where is the stream with Omi? That's the British Touring Car Championship, race 1 from Silverstone. That's coming up in around about 15 to 20 minutes' time. As there's Mia looking on the inside of Quartararo, and Mia's come alive this weekend. The 2020 World Champion on the Suzuki bike, Megan, finally showing what he can do with a Honda. That has clicks with this circuit. It's nice to see the Repsols back up there this year.
It is. So I'll tell you who I'm impressed by. Vinales, he may have dropped back because he went wide earlier on in the race. Though, in just a space of 2 laps, he's managed to get up like 4 places.
Quartararo's gone wide coming up. Were you talking about Zarco or Quartararo? Who are you talking about?
Vinales.
Vinales, yeah. Vinales made a storming start now, back up to 16th position after going down at the start. He's starting to regain places. Johan Mir side by side with Fabio Quartararo on the run down towards turn 4. And remember, there is a possibility of a flag-to-flag race. I bring that up because I swear I just saw a raindrop and the clouds have started to come in over the circuit. So there's a possibility of rain in this race. It's a 21-lap race reduced from 24. Now it's coming in as well with 19 laps to go for this Indian Grand Prix. At the moment, Bezzecchi leads Bagnaia, Martin, Marc Marquez, Quartararo, Mir, Zarco, Binder and Aleix Espargaro starting to come into it and starting to have the runaround that we like to see. So already, as we see, that's Pol Espargaro with Raul Fernandez just behind, having a few little bits of danger and drama. And there's Franco Morbidelli with Takiki Nakagami. That's over 10th position that they're coming into it right now. But Marco Bezzecchi, Megan, controlling the pace at the front. And look at Nakagami, really pushing on that LCR Honda.
He is, and it's... Wait, what's that?
That's up a 10th, I think.
No, I just saw a massive change. Bezzecchi just either got really, really quick or Bagnaia got really, really slow since their gap between them went up a couple of tenths.
1:45.028 for Bezzecchi. Fastest so far, so they are changing it. Aleix Espargaro, P9 at the moment, we're watching. Here's the race start there next, and it's a good one again from Martin.
Was Bezzecchi's was Bagnaia's number always 1?
Yeah, just this year.
Oh, he's done the Max Verstappen now.
Yeah, so...
Is he going off quite a few people?
Ooh, that's why Vinales had a bad getaway. Got tagged in the middle of the frame.
Incident at turn 1, Espargaro, Vinales, Miller, Oliveira and Binder.
So this is Binder's on board. Does he just throw it into the corner? Yes, he does. He gets collected with Vinales and Aleix.
That is really close.
Yeah. She thinks so.
Yeah.
18 to go then. Bezzecchi from Bagnaia, Martin. 1, 2, 3, un, deux, trois at this race so far. Now it's started to calm down from the opening gambits. And Martin, right on the back of Bagnaia, the Ducatis, slowly clawing their way into the race as Martin tries to look at the inside of turn 9. Bagnaia had that one covered.
I'm going to say it now because we need it. Quiet.
I was wondering where you were going with that one.
I expected there to be a bit more crashing at the opening thing, and I feel like now that they're a bit more separated, that's just... the collections aren't going to happen.
Right now, Bagnaia has a 37-point lead in the championship over Jorge Martin, a 64-point lead over Bezzecchi. Despite them being in alternative roads in the championship, it's just come up on the screen now as we see Martin exit the last corner, gives it the welly down the start-finish straight towards turn 1, a sort of funnel effect. Turn 1 isn't a normal 90-degree right-hander. It's actually 75 degrees. It's a fairly tight first corner, and the exit sort of just plops you up into the exit zone of 2 and 3.
So that's probably the zone where people will crash more likely.
Probably, yeah. It's probably
I hope that happens.
Someone's just moved around on the timing screen. Didn't see who that was.
It was Fernandez and Vinales.
So, yeah, Fernandez moving up the order then as we go down the back straight. Look how dark it's getting out there as well. I mean, it's only 3:40 here in India as Martin looks to the inside of the braking zone for turn 4. Aleix Espargaro passes Zarco. That's very late, and through goes Martin! He runs it in late, and Bagnaia has to sit up, and here comes Marc Marquez!
Bagnaia almost fell off his bike.
Really late for Martin. Is that fair or unsporting? How would you put that? Oh, look at that! Martin
it's fair.
Sorry, look at Bagnaia under pressure now for Marc Marquez big time. You say it's fair?
Yeah, because technically at the same time, Bagnaia lost control of his legs, meaning that he fell off, so he was going to lose it anyway.
So that's a great opportunity move then from Jorge Martin. He goes up into second position. Look at Bagnaia with Marc Marquez right behind. Marquez got a podium yesterday in the sprint race, his first one since his sprint race podium in Portimao at the beginning of the season. This is a track like that suits the Honda, it suits his riding style. But how much would he want to be on one of the Ducatis? Well, we'll find out next week in Japan when he announces a Greneshi deal. So much tighter into that final corner at turn 14.
Do you ever feel like something's brewing?
Yeah, and it's brewing now, isn't it? You can sense it. Mia's passed. What's happened here? Mia ahead of... on my timing screen, it's showing Mia... Oh, he's crashed! Marc Marquez has crashed at turn 1!
Well, at least it won't be.
He's got going again. He's just dropped it. I was wondering why he was falling down the timing screen.
Did we curse him?
Yep. Oh. Well, that's the curse of the commentator for you.
I still feel like something's brewing.
Yeah. Battle between the Ducatis. Bezzecchi, as
No,
he was...
Bezzecchi's...
Well, the rain's
Rain.
coming. Yeah, rain's coming. It's getting a little bit darker. That's Miller.
That's why he slipped up, I reckon.
Where's Mark ended up? Down in 16th place. Miller's in 18th. So he just turns in, Megs. He's just going to drop the front.
You notice how Bagnaia keeps moving really erratically?
Yeah. Oh.
Reminds me of yesterday, Crash.
Don't like how he dropped it. Oh, such a simple mistake to make as well.
It was like he was on ice.
Yeah. Well, they've been describing it as on ice.
But I swore he was about to do a pirouette.
So Marquez, you can see it now on that timing monitor, just dropping down into 16th place now. As Bagnaia right on the back of Jorge Martin for second position, lap 6 of 21. All this has happened in the first 6 laps. Into the braking zone of turn 14 then. And booted again. So, Bezzecchi, as he was expected to do yesterday in the sprint race before he got taken out at turn 1 by Marini, is escaping ahead of the front, 2.9 seconds ahead, and then it's a battle between Martin and Bagnaia, and Quadraro's coming into it. Now this is down at turn 4. Fernandez is into the pit lane. That's Augusto Fernandez in the pits.
I don't know where he's gone.
Is this... Yeah, Bagnaia was losing it coming in, but he was turning in. Martin threw it in. I don't know.
He just didn't expect him. That kind of made him lose it a bit more.
And he's going for it again. This time Bagnaia wants to repay the favour. Oh, weird.
See it again.
Just
Is that
completely
a different
jumping.
angle?
It is leaning a different angle. There's a bump right on the entry to turn 4, and Bagnaia is hitting it every single time. He is, yeah. Every single time. It's turn 4. Bagnaia hits that brake, hits that throttle, and just goes down on the deck. There's nothing you can do about it.
It's probably crashed already.
Yeah, that weather's coming in a bit faster, isn't it?
I wish I'd chosen the one that I was originally thinking.
Quattraro, he's down.
That was my original thought. And then I went to Zarco, and then I went to Marquez. None of my things are working out right.
No, he's in P4 though, so he's doing quite well at the moment. He's not losing it too much.
Give it time.
Yeah, give it time. Give it time.
Look at him! Every single second, and it's always on the front that it starts to go.
Gigi Delineo watching on now at the back of the paddock, just thinking about where he's going to see it next. And Bagnaia, good exit. Not going to do it. Bezzecchi's running away with this one. It's like Pedro Acosta in the Moto2 race just before this. That aired live on Twitch. It'll be on YouTube later on in the week.
Bezzecchi must be really happy right now because it's like he's got clear air.
Yeah. Has got clear air. Does have clear air. Will have clear air. Just once again pushing. Look at that, 300 kilometers an hour down to 84 in 5.6 seconds. Sunshine into turn 3, so that maybe that rain is now being blown away as Vinales passes Raul Fernandez as we come down the back straightaway in towards turn 4. The Ducati singing. Under braking then.
Paul passed Raul Fernandez too.
So Paul Espargaro up to 13th place after crashing out yesterday in the sprint race. Bagnaia again. Losing a couple of tenths of a second there to Martin. It's now 5 tenths. And Bagnaia's on a hard front tyre. Logic tells me that he should have the momentum to make these moves.
But he
doesn't. He can afford to brake so much later. Look at that. He almost hit the back of Martin. As I said, he was just out of control with that front tyre. If Bagnaia crashes, I guarantee you it'll be the front that buckles.
Yeah, it's been buckling all day.
Yeah. Just sliding uncontrollably. Quadraro holding on for 4th position right now.
How annoying do you think it is to clean this track?
Say again?
How annoying do you think it is to clean this track?
Very. Very annoying. It was derelict for years, and now they've come back. They've got it up to scratch. It's a great circuit for MotoGP we've seen this weekend. But getting the rubber down on it, it's improving every single lap we're out there. Paul says, hi guys, just jumped in to say hi. Sorry, I missed your Japan stream. I just listened to it. Not live. Good job. Hope you're all okay. Your hard work providing the service. The best, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Hope you're doing well yourself and enjoying your Sunday. And I hope you're enjoying the motorsport coverage of the year. And hopefully you have a wonderful day going up there. As we look at Martin into turns 2 into 3 and gets a good exit over bag 9. Now the race is quieting down on lap 9 of 21. So we're all now expecting, they've all gone straight away thinking it was going to rain. And it hasn't rained, now we're going to tyre management.
I'm just waiting. Do you know Martin's the only one on both set mediums?
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Yeah, you're right. Martin is the only one on medium front, medium rear. So I expect him to have losing grip the further it goes into the race. But he's keeping that gap to Bagnaia, but he's not chasing down Bezzecchi, who's got medium front, soft rear.
It's like he's just content in his own position. Like he's praying for Bezzecchi to crash on his own.
Thing is, the one thing we've learned at this track, usually they go for a soft front, medium rear, don't they? They've alternated it this weekend. So it's the front tyre that's chunking the most grip, isn't it? So that's why it's unusual to see Bagnaia go hard front, soft rear. It's like the most aggressive at the front because he feels like the front of the Ducati is the heaviest on the brakes.
And yet he's forgetting that there is a bump on the track. So he keeps hitting that bump and his soft tyre keeps degrading because of that.
Closing it in once more. 13 laps to go here. Now 12 laps to go. Where is Vignales? Sorry, you didn't hear that. You mumbled.
Vignales is making his way.
Yeah, up to 11th place. Oh, Martin was a bit out of shape into 1. Bagnaia thought about a little bit of a move. Sadly, didn't come up in the end. Sunshine again into turn 3. So that rain blowing away. That means the track's going to get hotter and hotter. That's bad news for those on soft tyres, which is everybody at the rear.
I tell you who's bad at having a bad race.
Oliveira, yeah. He's been passed by Marc Marquez now, so yeah, and Mark crashed, remember. So, a bad weekend.
He ain't having a good day.
Bad to worse, isn't it? Mega nobby. So, 12 to go. 3.8 seconds the gap now between Bezzecchi and Martin. As they loop it back in through turns 5 into 6 and 7. Oh, is that Augusto Fernandez retired? Yes, it is. You saw him come into the pit lane. And that's our first retirement. 19 left then in the race. We've yet to have a race this year with every scheduled rider. Did you know that? Because Pole crashed in Portugal in practice 3. So we've yet to have a single race where everybody has
like
gone forward.
Free-for-all season.
Yeah. Free-for-all.
Pick a name out of a hat.
It's the way it goes. Oh. Now this is on board. Looking ahead to Polo Spargro. So this is Marc Marquez we're riding with Pole just ahead of him. Coming into turn 13. Marc gets a good exit. Pole's going to go downhill. And on the gas bike. Marc's on the inside line and jumps ahead of him. So Marc goes in to 14th place with 11 laps to go.
Fernando's track limits warning.
That'll be Raul then, who's number 25. You can see it on your screen. Marc's ahead, so that could have been a race win as well. That's what he's going to kick himself with, Marc Marquez.
I was hoping it would have been a race win.
Second crash of the weekend for Marc Marquez. He crashed in, I think, qualifying. Or was it practice?
Why did I pin my hopes on him?
I don't know. You've cursed a lot of people today.
Oh.
To be fair, I have as well.
I did point to him and he did have a crash. Maybe I should point to the person I want to win.
There's Marc now. At least he's in the points. He's 14th. So he's savouring something. Yeah. Oh, hello. Aprilia failure. There's an Aprilia. Now, which one is it? It's Aleix. Aleix Espargaro, who is running 5th in the championship. There is yet another failure on that Aprilia.
Not Aleix. Anyone but Aleix.
It's not the chain, because it's still going. So what's gone wrong?
Listen to that.
Could it be engine beginning to fail? Gearbox,
There's
maybe?
A faint kind of noise to it.
Oh, he'll
that
try.
shouldn't be there.
He'll try. Well, yeah, so it's gone wrong. So he'll try and go back to the pit lane, but Aleix Espargaro is out of the race.
It sounds like someone humming from the back of their throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something not sounding too
Something
right
like in The Simpsons, that woman did.
Yes. Yeah.
The movie.
Yeah. The throat singing.
Kind of sounds like that, but in one tune. Tempo?
Yeah. So Aleix is out of the race.
Frequency?
He's going to go back to the pit lane. He is still circulating, and Aleix will box and retire from this event, sadly. 10 laps to go. Marco Bezzecchi, 4.1 seconds ahead so far. And we are 12 laps in, and it's taken us 22 minutes since lights out. So not that long at all. They were estimating it was only going to be a 37-lap race, a 37-minute race anyway.
I reckon 40.
Yeah. We're around about 20 minutes into the race, maybe 19 or so. Well, we've passed half distance, so it's not too bad at all. As they come into it, they've reduced the race distance to give the riders chance to actually, finish without dehydration issues.
17 and a half more minutes.
Yeah, not too bad at all. Let's listen then on board. Gearbox.
Can you hear the noise I'm hearing?
Gearbox is gone. Can't get out of second gear.
Did you hear the noise?
Yeah, I did. The gears have broken, so they're chaining against each other. So that's why Aleix Espargaro is out of the Indian Grand Prix. As look at Marc Marquez right in the back now of Raul Fernandez. This is over 12th position. Nakagami just ahead on the LCR Honda. Don't think there'll be any team orders on the LCR group because, of course, you've got the Repsol, then you've got the LCR. Same family in the HRC group.
Gotta say, Mark's making his way up there pretty quick.
He is, and that is proof that Honda works at certain tracks now that they've started listening to Mark and Johan Mir. But Mark still says there's a rumour going around that he's going to announce he's leaving the Honda team next weekend at the Japanese Grand Prix and join Grineshi.
I wonder what it would be like at Yamaha.
Bad as bad. The only reason he's doing Ducati is because he knows it's good. And that's because of the Grineshi. So it's still closer there. What have you noticed?
That was really weird just then. Martin and Bagnaia swapped back and forth for a second.
I wonder if there was an overtake. There is, side by side. Bagnaia's trying to go around the outside of Martin down towards turn 5, so they were swapping places. So Martin in second, Bagnaia in third, and they've closed right out. The gap now is a tenth of a second. So the battle for seconds on, and Bezzecchi on course for a race. But look how much more speed Bagnaia had through turns 6 and 7. Really attacking the curbs hard.
Oh, look there.
Yeah.
He's right on the
He's
rear.
going for it on the inside line. He's got the comeback. Is Martin going to know? No, he doesn't. Through goes Bagnaia. Inside of turn 9. That was tremendous. That was unexpected. That was good from Bagnaia. The hard front tyres starting to come into it. And look, Morbidelli's got the same. Hard front, soft rear.
Going to make an easy overtake for Quartararo. With Martin losing his tyres.
Medium front, medium rear. There's the only one to do it, and those tyres are going with 9 to go. They've done 14 laps, and I think they were gambling on the wet weather coming in the flag to flag, and it hasn't happened. So now Quartararo's going to set charge.
Never gamble on weather.
Mark's past Raul Fernandez. So there's a move finally there, as he's up into 12th position. This is the cutback. It looks like Martin just drifted out wide and opened up the door.
He did.
Didn't expect Bagnaia to hold the inside line.
You see, I reckon that was cockiness.
Yeah.
Because he didn't expect it, he didn't think he'd try.
Bagnaia, 33.093, fastest first sector of anybody. Binder did a 33.1, so still faster. There's Mir. Johan Mir. Up in 5th position, his best result of the season so far. And Marc Marquez up to 11th now, past Nakagami, or let through Nakagami.
No,
someone's down! It's Bagnaia! Bagnaia has crashed! The front must have dipped! The championship changes! The championship changes! It's happened! Bagnaia, for the second time this year, has crashed out at a crucial stage of a Grand Prix, and now the championship is in disarray.
Let me have been right.
Turns into turn 5, front.
Yes!
Front dipped away. Exactly as you said, it was playing up.
I was right.
The gap is 13 points in the championship if it stays this way.
Unlucky for some.
At round 13, I said that at the start of the show. Bagnaia, and now the championship is on, going into Japan.
Hey, Quartararo's got a podium.
And what a result for him, being up in 3rd position, Mir in 4th. The championship takes another twist, like last year when Bagnaia caught Quartararo making mistakes. This year, it's Bagnaia making the mistakes and Martin catching him.
Tell you what, this isn't good for Morbidelli.
No, where's he? 7th position.
I knew it. I knew he would fall. His wheel was going haywire all race, and he just didn't take into factors of the race. I knew he would fall.
You said hard front might not make it, and now, as you said, Morbidelli on that hard front tyre is going to be watching you, so you got it right there.
It was the wrong composition.
It's just the track temperature not working with it. It was brave but aggressive. It was jumping around, and every time he went to stop, the brakes wasn't there. Every time he went to turn in, it wasn't working.
It worked for a while. Like
in the cooler conditions.
Yeah, when it was cool, then the temperature started hiking up. And I reckon he was relying on the rain too.
Yeah.
Never rely on the rain.
Martin's gone for the rain, with the medium front, medium rear. Hasn't worked out. Bagnaia did the same. Presume Morbidelli's done the same. But now, look
the
at
right composition is medium front, soft rear.
Because look at back to Bezzecchi, 5.8 seconds back. And look, it just dropped it. And Martin says, thank you very much, I'll go through. Well, that's the second time this year at a crucial stage Bagnaia's crashed out of a race, but it's also...
Who was it, Bag?
Don't forget, he crashed in America on his own, he crashed here, but he also crashed out the Catalan Grand Prix, let's not forget. But that wasn't his fault, that was a bike failure out of turn 2, and it catapulted him, so he didn't crash himself, but that is the second actual mistake he's made this year. 3 retirements in total, 2 mistakes his own.
I knew.
Oliveira's passed Paul Espargaro, by the way, for 13th.
Oh, he's making his way back up, is he?
Yeah. What a strange championship. So we were all thinking, oh, it's all boring, it's all done. 13 points now the gap. That's a sprint race win.
That was what was brewing.
Yeah. Bezzecchi throwing it on the deck. Not Bezzecchi, Bagnaia.
You might have cursed him just then.
I might have, yeah. I'm sorry if that happens to Marco Bezzecchi.
And let me guess, Bezzecchi in 2 laps time.
Brad Binder has made another great start. He was 15th on the grid. He's made up just went to 5th. He did that in the sprint race yesterday. That KTM electric off the line. Yeah. Didn't even spot him up there. Marc Marquez back up to 10th after crashing.
I feel like anyone below 5th position is just like silent.
And this is him passing Raul Fernandez in turn 14 on the inside line. Very nicely done. Himashu says, disaster for Pecco 1. Absolutely. Heartbreak. 13 points to gap down the championship. And look at Binder trying to have an attack on Johan Mir. And there is the walk of a man who could start right there and then losing this championship. Down the pit lane.
Okay, can we look at the exhaust for Marquez, please?
Well, yeah, we will. Here's Mir, same bike. Just ahead.
I need Marquez because something was weird about that exhaust.
It's probably damaged from the crash.
Do you know the smoke coming up from it?
Yeah.
It was too much.
Probably damaged from the crash early on in the race. Bagnaia's back in the pits.
Like, usually you can't really see the smoke, can you?
No, you can't, not usually. But
I could.
Probably damaged. I'm betting damaged.
Are we on board?
We're on board with Binder looking ahead to Mir into turn 3.
Oh, I want to be on board with Nakagami.
Well, we'll see in a minute.
Now we can see.
Well, the gap between Nakagami and Mark is 2 seconds.
Well, it was close enough a minute ago that I could see.
Yeah, we'll have a look. Let's see if it goes in. Bezzecchi leads this race by 5 point... Correction. Bezzecchi leads this race by 6 seconds.
It'd be hilarious if he dropped it.
It would put the championship Martin's way. The gap was down to 7 points. I said right at the show, I said right at the start of the show, if Bezzecchi crashes out, it's big for the championship, and he's done just that. And you said the front was going, and it was writing on the wall from the minute we started this race. It's not hard. It is heartbreaking. It's disappointing as well to have that effect as we see them come through.
Oh,
yep.
Raul Fernandez passes Nakagami.
So that's up to 11th now. Oh, and Binder's passed Mia. Binder's got... How did he do it? I want to see. Binder's passed Mia. I'm looking back in the TV pictures. Can't see anything. We're looking at Martin. But Binder has passed Mia for 4th position. And TV direction completely missed it because we're looking at a pointless Jorge Martin for literally no reason. They've just missed it. But Binder's passed Mia. Binder's passed Mia. And here's a replay with Martin. Oh, his leathers are undone. Do you remember Fabio Quartararo a couple of years ago had that? And he got done for it. And he zipped them back up.
At least he managed to zip it back up. That's well worth it. What if he crashed?
Yeah, and at least he wasn't bare chest like Quartararo was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Got disqualified for that race, didn't he, for that?
Yeah, I will be surprised. I mean, he should have zipped it back up.
He just threw it away, didn't he?
It's just like, ugh. It's like my necklaces may be just like fluttering in the wind, which would catch on my controls for the bike, though hey ho.
All good fun racing.
It's like, I'll be fine.
4 laps to go then. Here at the Indian Grand Prix, the inaugural Indian Grand Prix for MotoGP. A race weekend that might not have gone ahead at the start of the week, but now definitely wishes it didn't go ahead now. The title fight's on though. Japanese Grand Prix next, and we've got a fight between Martin and Bagnaia.
Tell you what, the 2 people who went down are actually doing better than anyone else.
Yes, they are.
Vinales has just gone up into 8th, and Marquez is just happy in 10th.
Double points finish as well for the pair of them, which is great news. It proves that you can have a recovery ride at this track at least. Info channel says Marc Marquez love hearts. Oh, that's what happened to Mia. He dropped the front at turn 9 and Binder went through and he saved it. Mia saved it.
Maybe it was Mia that I saw with the exhaust. I don't know.
There's the... Oh, they've got Bagnaia's bike back.
Oh, that's going to be
That's a sad sight, isn't it? That's got to get cleaned up. What happened to Pecco, says Richie. Hi, Richie. Dropped it at turn 4.
I foretold his fall.
Yeah. Crashed it. Front dropped away from him. And 3rd time this year he's crashed out. 2nd time it's his own mistake. Of course, Catalonia wasn't. It was a brake failure and the bike failure. So, yeah, you're going to like this, Richie. The gap in the championship between Bagnaia and Martin, that one stood at 66 points, is now at 13. 13 points. Martin being consistent and closing down Bagnaia. This race title fight is on. There's Pablo Nieto, the team manager of Mini VR46, going for yet another race win here at this circuit. Always good to championship here. Could go to the wire, says Richie. Yep, absolutely could. MotoGPs now, which is brilliant.
There's sort of like marks on my phone.
The Wonder Bad Boy says, I miss Am.
Here.
What?
Marks on my phone.
Yeah.
That one third.
It's all right.
I've noticed that before.
Well, it's been there. I haven't noticed it before.
When?
It's just that it shows up under the light. Yeah, I told you. It shows up under the light.
I'm going to try and be really, really careful with myself.
Yes, that's probably for the best. Okay, 3 to go. Bezzecchi, 6.632 ahead of Martin. He's cruising around. He was predicted to do this yesterday, but got taken out by his teammate. Alex Marquez, my idol. AM, Alex Marquez, yep. 3 broken ribs, due to be out for a number of weeks, possibly the rest of the season, with 8 races in 10 weeks to round out the season. Takes a long time for ribs to heal as well. Oh. Been passed by Pole and Miller, and he's in the pits. So Fabio Di Giannantonio on the Ganeshi has retired in the pit lane with 2 to go. Must have been a problem that they couldn't fix to call him in this close to the end. Still a good race, this.
Oh, Mark's gone up into 9th.
Yep, so more good points. Gives a bit of a wave. That's disappointing for Fabio Di Giannantonio.
Doesn't Johnny just Fed look like a really lost puppy who's just been taken away of his toys? He's just like...
Yeah. Abandoned puppy. Well, he might not be in Formula 1 next year.
No.
What's this? Doble takes a second green flag, like meaning he had to start from the back of the grid. Oh, Mikey Doble, who started on pole position in the touring cars for the first time, screwed it up. Oh. Right, back to the front. Mia is attacking on the go with Binder in 4th place. So Mia still might have the front here. Please mention my name. Hello. Is it Abby Sheck? I hope I pronounced your name right there. I'm very tired. I've been up for since 2:45 a.m. and it's currently 11:37, so I do apologise.
Series about to go off.
Thank you. Look at Binder closing the front. Mia's coming in on the attack and the exit. Full power. No, nothing going on there. Last lap the call then of the Indian Grand Prix. Marco Bezzecchi is going to win for the 3rd time in his MotoGP career. Martin 2nd, Quartararo 3rd, Binder 4th, Mia 5th. It's been a good race this, Megan. What have you made of it?
I thought it was interesting and very foretelling.
Yeah. Championship's changed a lot now, hasn't it? Oh, seagulls. Are we in Phillip Island already? Literally just a seagull.
Unfortunately.
The one Barboy says, shout out from Philadelphia, the Philippines, sorry. Hello. Oh, Mia's squiggling on the bike into turn 4. Just gets it stopped in time. And that is Martin versus Quartararo. Quartararo's taken 2nd place. Quartararo's gone right round the outside of Martin and takes 2nd position.
Well, he deserves a winner.
And listen to the fans. Oh, and Martin right round the outside. Takes it back.
The fans obviously want him 2nd.
This is fantastic. What happened to Martin? It's like he lost drive for a second. And Quartararo's taken the high line through turn 9 to try and get back through. He's got the better exit. Quartararo's wheel to wheel. Listen to the fans. They're cheering them on. Martin stays 2nd. Quartararo tries it down into the turn 14.
Go off.
Quartararo around the outside. Martin holding it. Martin needs this 2nd position in the title. It's going to be very close. Marco Bezzecchi crosses the line and wins the inaugural Indian Grand Prix. Who's going to be 2nd? Martin versus Quartararo. Martin holds it off. Quartararo can't believe it. It's once, it's twice, it's 3 times a winner in MotoGP for Marco Bezzecchi, who wins the inaugural Barack Grand Prix.
Should we be worried that we only saw him win on the onboard because everything was too focused on Martin and Quartararo? I feel like we should have actually seen the winner win.
I agree with you. I was thinking that.
It's like you can show them winning replays, so you just missed the first win of this race ever because you're too focused on the 2nd and 3rd.
They did it in Moto 2 as well.
You've got to be kidding me!
So Martin on the last lap locked up, went straight on into turn 4. Quartararo, he went off the track actually, and Quartararo went through. That's what we didn't see on the TV pictures. Oh, he got on the dust. Wow. What a last lap. The Indian fans love that.
I would love to have seen the winner.
Hamashai says, come again, India. Please come again in India. Yeah, we will. Next year, October the 6th, we think.
Aye. Go on then.
Yeah, we're going in a minute as well. We're on a quick off.
I got to go because my breakfast.
Yes, you're going to have breakfast now. It's 11:41, so well timed. Megan, moment of the race.
Bagnaia falling, so I get to be right. That's something I knew about all race.
Cheers, Megs. See you in Japan in a week's time. Bye-bye. So Megan will be back with us. Look at the championship now. Bagnaia, 292 points. Martin, 279. Not a bad way to run the race. Let's check in with the guys at TNT Sports.
A Yamaha on that Ducati, I think, and vice versa.
Full credit, though, nothing to take away from the ride put in by Marco Bezzecchi. Still got a bandaged up left hand after the crash. that he suffered back in Barcelona.
8.6 seconds. When was the last time we saw someone check out to that level? It's been a while, hasn't it? Martin looks like he's struggling. He looks exhausted. Yeah. Martin uses his body even more than a lot of riders. He's a very physical rider, and he struggles a lot. I'm not trying to make you laugh. He's a sweater. He is one of those riders, and you see him a lot. He really struggles, and that's what this is here. It's a mistake from him, exhausted at the end of the race, and I bet he can't believe it.
And then
he's got away with it.
Spinning on the dust and dirt here, wasn't it? And he knew he had to get back on as soon as he could, but even the Yamaha of Quartararo is able to drive around outside him. Better play to Quartararo.
Look, he's down.
Yeah, he's shattered.
He's absolutely gone. He's gone.
Yeah, this reminds me of Casey Stoner, Catalunya, Scott Redding we saw once in a similar situation.
This is not for theatrics, I promise you. He's really struggling now. Your body gets to a point, you are done, you're finished, your body shuts down.
And there were riders, Raul Fernandez said yesterday to his team, there is no way we can do 24 laps. It is impossible. He just said, it's overwhelmingly hot. As I think Gino Borsoy is going to help Jorge Martin, and he needs just a little bit of medical assistance, I think.
Yeah, we've seen it before, like I say, over the years. Did you say about Scott Redding had some big issues in Malaysia? I remember it. And it's not a fitness thing, by the way. That's another question.
We're talking there about some of the fittest people around.
No, it's just if you've got it slightly wrong, your hydration. Do you know what? I said it in one of the practice sessions. One of the biggest mistakes riders make is drink too much water with not the right balance of isotonic drinks in. You can end up washing all your salts out. You sweat too much.
Yeah, he is.
He's all over the shop.
Exhaustion, isn't he?
He's all over the place. The problem is you end up. He needs
a moment, and he just needs to sit in the cool.
I'm going to say you almost need to get some aircon quickly and get a fan on you. You don't need to be going to the podium just yet. You don't want to be collapsing.
Take nothing away from the ride this man has put, despite those challenges of the heat. Took the lead on that first lap. Again, he had a go, didn't he, at Bagnaia? And he made that one stick, and he carried it all the way to the line. Another great performance for Marco Bezzecchi, his third win of the season. One rider in hospital, of course, for VR46. And Marco Bezzecchi has served them up a delight. He didn't think he'd be winning 3 races this year. He might have dreamt it, might have thought, yeah, it's a possibility. Coming into the season, do you honestly think he thought 3 wins to his name?
Not at all, not at all. Incredible.
He's a great lad, isn't he, as well? He's a bit of a...
He's his own person.
Yeah, he's not kind of person, isn't he?
He's not your PR savvy. No. He'll tell you what he's thinking. He's cool. He's very, very funny. And I tell you what, his team love him.
Yeah, he's dry, isn't he? He'll say things with a little knowing wink.
And we can see his character building, actually. His confidence is growing.
His dad, Rudro, just hanging on to him. Well, that's a warrior who's been through a tough one today in Jorge Martin.
Yeah, that's cool, leaving it all out there.
Fabio Quartararo, I'm wondering what he's going to say, if anything, to Jorge Martin.
Well, like I said, it was the limit. Okay, you don't know where he is, really. It's like... It reminds me of a night out with you, Gav, walking you home most nights.
You wish. You can't see it that time. And we're talking 8:30.
I got that in before you got it in.
Paolo Campinotti just checking on his man. Let's not forget, he's closed the lead to Pecco Bagnaia down to 13 points. This is the first of 8 races. Actually, from now to Valencia is 9 weeks' time, but over the next 9 weekends, starting in Japan next year, next week, should I say, the start of, another 6 races. He said, no podía más. I couldn't do any more. I couldn't continue. Ooh, they said it's a race. I think there was a little bit of a comment there from Fabio. The line from Jorge was, it's a race. I couldn't quite hear because of all the other things going on, but something about closing the line, maybe close the door or something.
Which it is. Look at him. I need a drink.
Straight away, the team reacting. He didn't even do the cool-down lap, did he? Or did he just race back rather than take the plaudits of the crowd? On his knees. You've been in that situation, Neil, haven't you? On you know, at this stage of a tropical race like this.
It's like anyone who's been in the sauna, which most people will have been, and if you've been in there for 10 minutes, just sat there talking with your mates, and you start to get a headache, and you think, I've had enough of this, but I'll do another 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you think, I now need to get out. This is a 40-minute race. The intensity, I can't even, well, actually, it's slightly less.
37 minutes.
37 minutes. The intensity, the feeling, once the dehydration takes over...
They're not sat on a towel, though, are they?
Yeah, that's true. You've sat in your leathers, and it's like you're doing squat thrusts. So there you go. There's one back to the 80s.
Tell you what,
youngsters will not
getting
squat
anywhere
thrusts.
near you in a sauna.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to see that. Oh.
I just had flashbacks to the superstars with them doing squat thrusts. Was it Brian Jacks who used to...
One for the kids, Neil. One for the kids.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
I'm glad this crowd have been treated to something that he can't even drink the Red Bull as well. He's trying to take on the energy drink, isn't he? He's having to spit it out because, again, he just won't feel like he want to be sick. Because Fabio Quartararo probably feels a bit sick to have missed out on second.
You can be proud of your efforts today. What a ride. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, was a tough race, to be honest. I gave everything. Was a tough race, you know, acceleration on the straight. We were losing so much, but my crew chief told me that I'll make the best race, one of the best, so I can go to sleep quite well while the race. So we didn't make any mistake, and yeah, thanks to all the fans to be here, and hopefully see you next year.
Congratulations.
He's a good man. He's Fabio Quartararo, and he can sleep tonight. You know what? He can, and he'll sleep soundly knowing that he's left it all out there today.
It's the best feeling ever, that. Because do you know what? This is true as well. There's only you know. There's only you know deep down, was that everything? Yeah, this is...
the right thing. That's Ankel Charte, who's MotoGP's medical director, just making sure that Jorge Martin is being well cared for and looked after down there. Might be a case of getting him off, getting a drip into him.
That's what they need to do. Yeah.
Got media commitments, but, you know, who cares? Your health's more important. Just like in Assen, he climbs up the camera turrets again and salutes the fans. Well, he'll have made himself a few friends here over the weekend. He'd have been in the shout for the sprint, wouldn't he? After what we saw today, it'd have been a different matter if they'd have both been on the same tyre. But, you know, he'd have been there.
Absolutely. I think if his teammate had not hit him into turn one, and, I mean, to come through from 17th all the way up to 5th, past 12 people, that was something else yesterday from Marco.
I've been a little bit frustrated, but another 4th place, and keeps him rolling on in the championship. He's 100 points behind Pecco Bagnaia. Maybe it's a long shot now. But
do you know what it was just another rock-solid weekend from Binder. He's dragged the most out of it, extracted the most points possible.
I don't know what happened with Miller early on, but suddenly found himself at the back and never got going. Oh, this is great from Fabio. It's what we want to see. We're trying to...
Well done, Fabio Quartararo, getting in the spirit of things.
Wow, what a motorcycle market there is here in India. Something like 100 million two-wheelers, power two-wheelers.
I've seen a few beautiful Royal Enfields as well.
Yeah.
Some proper old scrappers that just look great, though.
Some bikes that look like they've seen better days, and they just keep them going. There's usually about 6 people on them. We've seen that as well over the weekend.
Tell you what was nice as well, the Indian national anthem.
Yeah.
I've not heard that before.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I'm so pleased. Joan Mir asking for some refreshment too. He wants some water. Just need to cool down. You just
can't cool down because it's your core temperature's so hot.
You almost need to get straight into
it's like you're in pain.
Yeah.
It really is like you're in pain. Is this going to be the big slide? I think it is. Yeah, there it is. It looks sort of nothing like that, but when you saw it from the onboard camera, you can really appreciate what it looked like.
Right, let's hear from our race winner in India, Marco Bezzecchi.
amazing. Give us your thoughts after.
Yeah, I'm very happy. You know, it was a tough race, very long, but after yesterday that unfortunately in the start I got hit by Luca. Today I wanted to get my revenge, and fortunately I started better. I was able to get on the lead quite early, and then I just tried to be focused, put my rhythm on. I felt all one with my bike, was fantastic, and I enjoy a lot this country. This track is amazing, so thank you very much. I want to dedicate this victory to a friend of mine that unfortunately passed away a couple of days ago. So Filippo, this is for you. Ciao.
Congratulations, Marco.
Well, congratulations then to Marco Bezzecchi, his 4th victory now this season, and he was so dominant out there, wasn't he? But it was, I guess, the moment between Pecco Bagnaia and Martin in the end that I think we really enjoyed watching. They had some great battles out there, didn't they? That was, of course, before Bagnaia did crash out. He has gone to the medical centre, I believe. He did walk back, didn't he, to the paddock, so I believe he's okay, but it's just not nice, is it, to see anybody go down. And then Jorge Martin, you can see just at the end how exhausted he was. The boy said 37 minutes out there on circuit, and it is so hot. And yeah, you just saw as well a lot of the riders just trying to be cooled down, because it takes a while, doesn't it, for your body temperature just to get back to normal after exerting itself for as long as it did out there. But yeah, big thoughts then on that battle between Martin to kind of get the most out of it, especially under those circumstances, and the battle with Pecco as well, Sylvain.
Well, it was a tough one, a really tough one, and you can tell that the two main men at the championship currently really wanted to dice it out. They had a different tyre choice as well, and that played a part in the battle. So Pecco was really trying hard as much as he could to stay in front, but Martin had a little bit more pace, and oh, there we go, surprised him up the inside. That's one of that beautiful turn, like 8 and 9, which we've seen on the track guide, like banked corner where you can have different lines as well. Those two dicing, though, it was a nice spectacle. It was nice to see the respect as well. And we also got a glimpse of the issues that we have at the moment in MotoGP with the draft. As in that at the end of the straight, when you are right behind somebody else, you can't stop the bike anymore. And it's very, very hard to judge. So we've seen a couple of very near misses. And this, we're talking the top of the top riders in the world there. So they don't get many things wrong. But you could tell that they're always on the limit, because as soon as you get right behind the guy, you get kind of like hoovered in, and it's very difficult sensation to explain. You don't get that as much with a superbike, for example, because there's no railroad, there's no wings, there's no ride devices. But with the MotoGP, the front tire gets overwhelmed really quickly if you don't actually get the wind to stop you. As like a bit of a parachute, the wings work in the braking zones, and that was highlighted today as well. So great respect for them two, not making contact and having a fair fight.
Yeah, it was a fair fight, and then that was lap 12, and then just one lap later, unfortunately, this happened to our championship leader, didn't it, Michael?
Unfortunately, Pecco, another slightly unforced error. At this point, he had it under control. He did have the harder front than everyone else in the race, and I think that maybe caught him out. It was the wrong choice today. He felt it was going to give him braking stability towards the end of the race, and unfortunately, it left him in the gravel. So another huge dent in his championship, giving away 20 points to Jorge Martin, 25 to Marco Bezzecchi. Yeah, from this shot, you can see not a lot where you would say he's made a mistake. He's trailing it in, slight lean angle towards the apex, and the front just locks. So it was a momentary thing. Your reactions are never going to catch it with that type of load into the front tire. An unfortunate heartbreak again for Pecco. So yeah, we've seen it a few times over the years. Championship-wise, he's going to start to feel it now, coming into 7 races still to go, sprint races as well. So there's a lot of points on the table, and unfortunately his gap's shrinking.
Yeah, just if you look down as well, I guess his recent run of form, I think it's 3 DNF now in as many weeks. So it just doesn't look good, even in terms of consistency, the mental ability, and the fact that we've got this big run of fixtures that we've got coming up.
Yeah, we got Jorge Martin as well that's on good form. I mean, today he really pushed it to the limit with his physical form. He really went really deep, and you could see that when he came in. But Jorge Martin is on great form. He's got great feeling with his bike. He's super strong, and well, we got a fight on for the championship. And Bezzecchi's not out of it as well. We've got 7 races left, all the sprints as well. So there's a lot of opportunity to score points or make more mistakes, for any of those guys. So they're pushing each other. They're on very similar machinery. And today, Bezzecchi was the strongest man.
You mentioned Jorge Martin hasn't made many mistakes so far this weekend, but he did make one, didn't he, on that last lap when the battle was on between him and Fabio Quartararo for second and third on the podium. This was that moment here, boys.
Yeah,
Exhaustion.
Sorry, Michael. Outbreaking himself there. It's clearly a concentration thing. I think he was just hanging at the end of the race physically, and this is really hard. It's like your head is cooking, you know, inside the helmet. You lose your senses, you lose your vision, you lose your sharpness. Made a bit of a mistake. He had some margin on Fabio, and then he's making that pass super aggressive. This is really on the limit. Fabio wasn't expecting that at all. He gets great drive out of that left turn with the Ducati and the rear height device. And yeah, Fabio wasn't expecting. No contact, so I think it's still fair and square. But yeah, that was very, very close.
Well, Jorge Martin then up on his feet, which is good to see. If you did miss moments ago, he kind of was very much struggling. All his team were trying to cool him down quickly. I dread to think what his core body temperature is right now, but racing out in these hot and humid conditions for almost 40 minutes, and just being on the grid as well probably comes into play, because yes, they're racing for about 40 minutes, but they're probably in their levers for a lot longer, Michael.
Yeah, they are. It's almost 30 minutes before in the pit box. There's no AC in the pit boxes. You're already sweating, already losing your fluids, losing your sodium, your potassium, your magnesium. Once you lose those electrolytes, I think it's a 5% fluid loss equates to a 30% performance loss. And you could see at the end, he was gone. There was nothing left. I'm impressed that he was able to fight back with Fabio. When you're that drained, you've got no energy left, no feeling, but he knew those extra 4 points. He had a fight for them, and he did. Bit of mutual respect between the two, a little bit of needle, but yeah, it was a great battle, and fair play to Jorge. He had to dig into all his reserves today.
And Fabio looked completely different at the end. He was running out there back and giving his knee sliders off to the crowd here. I mean, how can someone look so physically worn out? And then on the other side, Fabio just looks like he hasn't even done a race.
Well, it depends how you approach the race. I mean, some people and athletes have a very different sweat rates as well, so you can get dehydrated more quicker, and some can cope just better than others. I mean, they are very trained. I mean, as you can see, Martin with stop off there, he doesn't look like he's not putting the training in. They're all really fit lads. They train constantly. They ride their bikes in the heat constantly. It was very hot in Misano last time out, so they are acclimated to that heat and the humidity. They do a lot of training at home as well, but you're gonna sweat a lot. You're gonna dehydrate yourself. Could be as well in the run to the race as well. You know, you feel a little bit under the weather, or you don't hydrate yourself properly, you don't carb load properly about the preparation. And like Michael said, on the grid as well, you need to stay cool. So you see all the guys wearing the ice jacket, for example. It's not it's not by mistake. It's because they want to cool their core temperature down. They want to kind of anticipate the heat that's coming, and this allows them not to start sweating as well. So keeping the reserve, you know, of hydration in your body until the very last minute. It's a main factor though, and we're going to find more of that, you know, in Thailand, in Indonesia, in Sepang. These are really hot races where the riders suffer. Core temperature at the end of the race, it reaches about 40 degrees, so it's like having a massive fever basically.
Yeah, and it's so difficult, isn't it, just to keep hydrated in these temperatures. As soon as you are thirsty, the saying goes is that you're already dehydrated. But these guys, at least they've got him a chair now for Martin to sit down. They're being well looked after as we wait to see them on the podium, and they look like they're really enjoying that battle they had as well. And it's so great, isn't it, to see Fabio back on the podium, only for the third time so far this year. The last time obviously was in America firstly, and then it was Assen as well. So great to see him finding some form. We've been talking about that quite a lot as well. We've had this recent test which we've been talking about quite a lot, and I don't think Fabio particularly said he found anything, but obviously this track has been a bit of a leveler, so it is great to see him get back on that podium, a former world champion, of course. Well, it looks like then we're almost time for this MotoGP podium here at the India Grand Prix. So let's hand back down to Gav.
Thanks very much, Rachel. Yeah, just going through, it was funny watching the riders, wasn't it? Going through that move from Martin. Fabio Quartararo, a bit of a wry smile. I'm not sure if Jorge Martin even remembered doing it, to be honest, considering how he was feeling at the end of the race. Good to see that he's up on his feet again and seemingly feeling much better than he did at the end of that one. Cheers from the...
What a result here in this amazing championship. India has delivered. As always, Marco Bezzecchi is in P1 and he'll pick up the top trophy here. Constructors' Trophy being presented as well out there on the circuit. What an amazing, confusing, brilliant race we've had. Oops. What's happened to our team? What's happened to me? Dear me, what happened there with the TV pictures? It's like someone's deleted the graphics on the side of this monitor. Oh well. Third place for Fabio Quartararo. His 30th MotoGP podium. For Jorge Martin, it is podium number 14 in MotoGP. And severely dehydrated, a great ride and a great recovery right now as well on the podium. For Marco Bezzecchi, it just keeps getting better. His 8th MotoGP podium, 31st of his career. His 3rd win of the season, 3rd win in MotoGP. 9th win of his career in total. A fabulous, utterly brilliant debut for him. The Indian fans have loved every single second of it. And you can't deny, Formula One had the passion, but we ran into problems. Certainly not a problem here. It's a sellout to watch the first ever Grand Prix of India. And now we will hear the Italian national anthem for Marco Bezzecchi. Marco Bezzecchi wins an amazing MotoGP race here in India. A true classic. It is, without a doubt, hands down brilliant. My thanks to all of you for watching. My thanks to Megan and my thanks to Omi from Moto3 and Moto2. It's champagne time. Let the hydration session begin. Soak up the bubbly. We'll be back in 7 days' time for MotoGP action at the Japanese Grand Prix. My thanks for your company this weekend. Take care. Goodbye.